All right, Phonics Lesson 122. Everybody have out what you need? Okay. Sounds. Re. What does this one mean?
To do it again.
Again. Yep. In literally means like inside, right? Un. This one means not. Like you untie. D. Do you remember what this one meant?
Down.
Yeah. Down if you didn't hear Noah. X or eggs.
Out. Out.
Ooh, it's falling off my head here.
I don't remember.
Hold on just a second. Okay, so who had said out? Yes. Dis.
Don't.
Yeah, don't or not, like you dislike something. Okay. E.
I don't think
This one doesn't have a meaning.
Was that one that meant out? I think it means out also. B.
And do it ahead of time. Yeah. Before. Like that.
B. Let me look here. I decided to write them all down. But I don't have that one on here. So maybe that one doesn't mean anything. I'll have to double check on that. Was that another one?
Yeah, it didn't mean anything.
No, I don't think that means
I think that was one that
Like when you gave it.
didn't mean anything. Con or cun. And that one meant
No.
I think it means with. I think that's what it was. Pro. Do you remember what that one was? Oh, forward. Like you project something from like
an
my
area.
gosh. Like when you go to the movie, they project the movie onto the screen. Okay. Sub. That means
Down.
below or under. Com or come. That also means with, just like the con or the cun. Pre means
Do it again.
before. N. That one.
No, don't. No.
That one means in or into. Per. I didn't write that one down. I think that means through. I think. I'm pretty sure it does. Okay, let's spell some sounds. First sound is per. Not like what a cat does. The prefix. Sub. Pre. Pro. Ct. Scr. X. Okay, that was the last one. So let's go over those.
That was easy.
The first one was per. That is P-E-R.
Yes.
Then we had sub.
Yes.
Make sure your B is an actual B. Then we had pre. After that was pro. Followed by kt. That one is CT, remember?
And then
Scr, like at the beginning of a word. And the last one was ks.
Yes. All of them right. I got one. I got two. I got all
Okay,
of them
let's read some words, friends.
Done.
All right. Dined, sharing, taped, skater, grimy, shady. Now,
What's grimy?
grimy means it's kind of dirty. It has that gross feel to it. Kind of like our desks are probably getting a little grimy on them. All of these words had a silent E at the end, and they dropped it and then added either ed, ing, the er, or the y to those. Same with these. So they're all saying the long vowel sound because they used to have what at the end of them? A silent E. But what did they do? Dropped it and then added the ending. So we have quaking, used, shiny, draping, shared, filing. This word means to cover something with a piece of fabric or to hang that fabric across the top of something. What is the word I'm thinking of? Raylyn? Which one? No, quaking means something is kind of shaking. Think of like earthquake. Reese? Filing?
Yeah.
No, that means when you're putting papers into a file. Amy?
Dropping?
This one?
Yeah.
Draping.
Yes.
Yes, that means you're covering something with a big piece of material or fabric. All right. More words that used to have that silent E at the end, but they dropped it to add the ending. So they all have their long vowel sound in them. Here we go. Timer, shaker, hoping, icy, framed, cured. Still more of those. So they all have the long vowel sound. Raked, shady, timed, slimy, writing, blazed. I'm not hearing everybody reading, and not everybody's even paying attention. Are you with me? Hiding, piping, spicy, sliding, spared. The word is spared. What is it? Daring. Why is this word not sparred?
Because they dropped the D.
It would have to have two R's for it to say sparred.
I was about to say that.
Okay, back to adding prefixes to our words. Prefix, submerge, perfect, program, subtract, perplex. Prevent, subside, provide, subject, subway, profile. permit, subvert, pretense, submit, protest, pervade, complain, pretend, perspire, precede, propose, subsist. How many syllables do all of those words have? Because remember, you can snap, tap, or clap to help you with the syllables. How many, Connor?
2.
Each word has 2 syllables. Come, plain, pretend, and so on. All right. Do all of these words have 3 syllables?
No.
How many does this one have?
2.
Project,
2.
protect,
2.
prepaid,
3. No.
3.
contemplate. How many syllables is that?
3.
3. Contemplate. What's the word?
Contemplate.
How many syllables in this word?
2. No. 2.
2.
What's the first syllable?
3.
The second syllable?
5.
Together it says?
Prescribe.
How many syllables?
2.
2.
First syllable?
Sub.
Second syllable. Together it says?
Submit.
All right, read those to yourself. Okay, let's read those together. Who's competing in the race on Friday? But we don't want to sound like robots when we read, so let's read it smoothly. Who's competing in the race on Friday? Let's look at this one. He's been giving me pointers. Like this?
No.
Is that what that sentence means?
No.
So what does that mean? Oh, Amy, if someone gives you pointers.
Like advice.
Yeah, advice. Ideas on how to do something differently or better. So let's read this again. He's been giving me pointers. Read those to yourself. Okay, let's look at the first one. I'm saving the best for last. The next one. The people were surprised and angry.
I think those 2 go together. Because, like, they both get because.
You think so? Okay, let's spell some words. Hasn't. What 2 words make up that word? Okay, but we don't use all those letters, do we?
No.
What letter are we taking out in has not?
Oh.
The O. So we have, oops, guess it helps to do this. So we have has. You said we're taking out the O. What goes in the O's place? An apostrophe. Do you have an apostrophe? If not, would it be wrong?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, our next word is sliding. Now, hold on, friends. Think of the base word in sliding. What's the base word? Slide. What does it have at the end of it? Yeah, no, slide.
D. E.
A silent E. But we're adding ing to it. So what do we have to do to that E?
Drop it.
We have to drop it. So we are going to have slide, drop that E, and then add ing. Okay, our next word is going to be perfume. How many syllables are in perfume? Two. What's the first syllable saying? Per. It's that per prefix. All right, now what about fume? Do you know how to spell the word fume?
Yeah. F-U-M-E.
F-U-M-E. Submit is the next word. How many syllables are in submit?
Two.
There are two. The first syllable is sub, and the second syllable is mit. Is T one of those letters that I have to double at the end? No, remember it's F-S-Z-L. Prefix. How many syllables are in the word prefix? Two. What's the first syllable? Pre. And the second syllable? Fix. What's saying x? X. You're not going to keep up with this? All right. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I meant to use the broom on it and not totally get out of it. Okay, our next word is doesn't. What kind of word is doesn't?
No. Contraction.
Contraction word. And what two words make up the contraction word doesn't?
Does not.
What letter are we taking out of does not?
Oh.
The O.
Not.
So, do we have to know how to spell does correctly? Oops, that's probably hard to see, isn't it? Is this does, my friends? No, what is that word? Doze or dose. Okay, so that's not right. How do I correctly spell does? D-O-E-S. Now for the nt part of this word. N apostrophe. Oops, I put
A T.
N apostrophe T.
Not a T.
See if it'll let me erase it. Sort of. Apostrophe. I was trying to combine all that. Okay, next word, driver. That's one of those words that has that silent E at the end of it. But what do we have to do with that silent E before we add our ending? We have to drop it. So, I've has that E, but I'm dropping it and then adding ER. Because if we left it in there, what would that word really say? Drivier? Not a word, is it? Next up is slipping. How many syllables are in slipping? There are two. What's in the first syllable? What part of it is the first syllable though? In slipping, what's the first syllable? Slip. Sl. Ooh. Do I just add ing then? It's a one short vowel, one consonant, one more consonant, and then I can add ing. Slipping. Subject. How many syllables are in the word subject?
2.
What's in the first syllable? Sub. The next syllable? Ject. J. A. Kt. We're going to do one more word, and that word is provide. How many syllables? 2. What's in the first syllable? Pro. What about that second syllable? Vide. I need to put that silent E at the end, don't I? So that that I says its own name. All right, we're going to skip sentences today. We're going to move on to the new material. Okay, it is a prefix or a suffix?
Suffix.
It is a suffix because it's added to the end of a word. And full means full of. Okay, so when we see this, it's full of, like if I were to give you the word, let's see what they say here. Oh, like the word helpful. It is someone who is full of help. Okay, can you think of other words that have full added as a suffix? Amy?
Colorful.
Colorful. So that means it is full of color. Raylan? No, that would have to be 2 separate words.
Thoughtful.
Thoughtful. So that means they are full of thought. Haley? I didn't hear you. Graceful. So they are full of grace. Respectful means they are full of respect. Let's look at some of the words they give us here. So all of these words mean full of something, right? So here we have graceful, cheerful, awful, forceful. So graceful means what? Full of grace. Full of cheer. Full of awe. That sounds weird. Full of force. All right, let's read through these words. Faithful, skillful, frightful, helpful. What does this one mean then? Full of faith, full of skill, full of fright, full of help. Okay, what was the prefix we just worked on?
Full.
1 or 2 L's on this full? 1. Write that prefix down. Okay, so full. It is a, did I say prefix? I meant to say suffix. Sorry, friends. Okay, boastful. So, how many syllables are in boastful? 2. What's the first syllable saying? Boast. B. What's saying O? It is O-A. Boast. And then we add that full prefix. Joyful. How many syllables?
2.
What's the first syllable saying?
Joy.
Joy. Is it O-I or O-Y at the end of joy? O-Y, joy. And then our full suffix. Blissful. 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 Kind of like happiness.
And then would boostful?
No. Okay, so blissful. Bull, that's B-L. I. Short vowel. We have to double that S. Because remember, F, S, Z, L's have to be doubled after a short vowel. So bliss, and then our suffix full. We're going to do one more. Harmful. Harmful. So what's our first syllable saying? Harm. H. R. M. And then our suffix full. Okay. Yesterday we did not do a worksheet, so we're kind of behind a little bit. So what I want us to do today, well, let me look to see first. Is it not going? Oh, yesterday's is very simple. That E rule. So that silent E, what do we have to do to it before we add the ending to it? We drop it and then add the ending and have our word. I think you'll be able to figure that out on your own. We're going to do both of these because they're both pretty simple. So 121, 122. So on 121, like I said, you are combining the word and the suffix to form a new word, but there's something you have to do before you combine it, right? Drop that silent E. On 122, this is split into these three groups. You're finding a word in column A that means the same as a word in column B. We have done these before. So what's a word that means the same as friend that's over here in column B? Okay, so you have a friend or buddy. Now, I've used those, so I'm going to get rid of them. Okay, so it's a synonym, right? Means the same thing as the word in column A.